There is a battle brewing in many women these days. The battle is the life we want and the life that is expected of us. I went through this many, many years ago, and I realized I was living the life that I was expected to live, not the life that I desired. I had goals, dreams, and desires, which I just dumped and I put aside, and I lived the life that was expected of me. And when I look back, even at this moment, I don't dwell on it, but I remembered how, even as a young woman, I was expected to do so many different things. I had parents that were very, very pushy to do whatever you want, but that society at the time was telling me, you need to do this, you need to do that, you have to get good grades, you have to expect to get married, you have to have children. And I wanted to just sit, read, and write. And I didn't do that. I read a lot, but I didn't write until I realized I had children. And this is when it boomed. When my children were born, and as they were, coming in fast and furious, 3 kids in 5 years. So you can imagine what that was like. I realized I had to be a different person, and then I found the person I wanted to be. A great, great supporter for my children, somebody that helped to expand the mind and let their imagination soar. And that's when I started writing. And I wrote stories on the subway, on the bus, everywhere I went. I wrote stories for my children. I came home, I had these stories written. And I had an aim, a goal, and I still do. The imagination should soar, no pictures. I did not read from a book written by somebody from a faraway land. I wrote stories that I know that they could see. If I was going to describe a witch, for example, I would explain and show how her face was, and all her little moles and all of those things. And of course, the big cauldron of water that was boiling while they were trying to escape from something, climbing up the mountain. And if they fell, they knew they would have fallen into the witch's brew. So that's what I enjoy, and I'm doing it today. I also loved gardening, and guess what? I have the most gorgeous rose garden ever, but it took years, because when I found out, who do you really want to be? I love cooking. I do not enjoy housework. I know it has to be done. So I got somebody to help me with the housework. So I love gardening, I love cooking, I love traveling, I love writing, I love speaking, and I love nurturing. I had all these things I really wanted to be. I did not want to be a secretary and work in an office. I remember just sitting in those places and my mind would be out in the woods, going through a forest and having a wild horse that I was riding called Hercules. Where did that story come from? Hercules was the horse I rode as a young girl, and a bee stung the horse, and I went flying, still holding on to the rails, to the reins, and then I got dragged on the gravel path, got scars to this day from that. And that's what I wanted to write about. That's what was in me. So that was the life I wanted. I have it now, but I had to set out, and when I cultivated it, guess what? I had a lot of naysayers saying to me, you shouldn't, Tessa-Marie, you shouldn't, you have to stay put, this is your bed, lie on it, or all these different things. And I'm going, oh yeah, this thing, I'm not comfortable. It's like I have an itch and I have to get it out. I am a funny kind of woman. If something is uncomfortable, if I go to the store, for example, to buy a pair of shoes and I put my foot in one and a little bit of a uncomfortable moment, phew, I don't want that shoe, no matter what the saleswoman will say or salesman will say to me, oh, your feet will stretch to the leather. Why should I go through that? I became that bold, irresistible human being to myself that I am. I love being me. I cultivated me, and I went through it like I was going through a war, because there were so many people nipping at my ankle and telling me how to behave. And you know what? I am not a well-behaved woman. I usually go and do the things that I want to do. I will not insult you. I will not be shown dismannerly in public and all of that. But whatever I do will not be considered well-behaved women. But as we all know, well-behaved women never make history. I just wanted to share that, because so many times I come across so many women that are telling me I did not live the life I wanted to live. I did not do that, and now it's too late. It's never too late. It's just never too late. So step out there and do what you desire to do, and you'll see how free and amazing you'll feel. Have a wonderful day. Just a stop on my journey through life. I'm tasting the process. And you asked, Tessa-Marie, how do you live a fulfilled life? And that's how it is. This is you do you. Have a great day.